There's a new bundle in the game and it's making me upset. Find out why as I hereby summon all my imps to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So as of yesterday, we had in the little tiny patch with the big impact, the brand new bundle of the Cosmic Cruising, which is a bundle that has a Captain Marvel variant, a Captain Marvel avatar, 3,000 collector's tokens, 3,000 credits, and 155 Captain Marvel boosters. And for all this, it only costs 5,000 gold. And this bundle upset me more than it should have. Partially, it's because Captain Marvel to me is a card that hasn't seen play in forever. Not gonna lie. Part of it is because of the price modeling. Now, if you were to look at the price of this, yes, it's an actually valuable bundle. If you were to take the 3,000 collector's tokens and figure that's 3,000 gold, which is how I view it, 1 gold for 1 collector's token, I think that's the price it should be. And if you're to look at the collector's tokens, the credits here, sorry, that's also 3,000 credits, which is 2,400 gold. You combine the two together, you come up with 5,400 gold. So theoretically speaking, you have a 400 gold value. So I should be happy with this bundle. It's one of the bundles that we've had that's actually a decently good gold value bundle. But that's the problem. The fact that we're not seeing gold bundles show up anymore. The fact that there are no decently good gold bundles. And even with this bundle being a decently good gold value bundle, because of what Marvel Snap is doing, what Second Dinner is doing, the average person didn't have a chance to really collect gold with what's going on. And which is super shocking to me, super surprising to me, especially with the fact that now there is a gold pass that you can pick up. If you wanted to spend $5, you could actually get extra gold. And I know that you took out the data mining because you didn't want stuff to be spoiled. I get that, Second Dinner. I understand that completely. The fact that no bundle was a surprise, no bundle was a joy, no bundle was a shock. I get that. I also get the fact that sometimes these bundles are getting worked on to the very last second, right before their release. This could have come out with 250 instead of 3,000. Could have come out with 4,000 collector tokens. Sometimes you gotta make decisions at the end of the day. But because you don't communicate stuff like that, this bundle is basically completely useless to a high-ranking player, but would have been incredibly useful to a low-ranking player. Somebody who's a newer player, who needs the 3,000 credits and needs the 3,000 tokens, could have had time, could have known to invest in this. And that's the problem. You don't know when you should ever spend your gold. Like, even if I bought this today, I don't know if next month there's going to be a $7,000 gold bundle that's a huge bundle for, say, July. You know. And that's the thing. You only get so much gold in the game. You have to try to figure out when to spend it. And you hold on to this gold to the point where it becomes ridiculous. Nobody knows when to spend this gold. Nobody knows why to spend this gold. I mean, it's not a big deal to me. It's actually a bundle that means nothing to me, partially because I'm a content creator. Every time I get a new card, every time I get something in the shop, it's less content that I get to make in the future of how I make content. But some of the other content creators out there, some of the big boys out there, like the Cozies and the Alexes out there, they own every single card. They have to get every single card when it comes out. So yeah, they'll buy this just because it's good on the collector's tokens and just because it's decently good on the credits. But it doesn't really help them, they're just banking for down the road. If you look at my collection right now, I actually have enough keys right now on me at this exact moment that I could buy every single card in the Spotlight Cash for the next 4 weeks and still not need one more key. In the shop, if you were to look at the shop here, I could buy every single Series 5 card for the next 4 weeks and still be fine. I have the resources. I don't need the resources. But there are more players. They do exist. And every single time that you do something like this, you make somebody who might have spent gold somewhere else feel bad. The second thing that we've got to talk about that's really been annoying me is your lack of communication skills. Now, I understand that you can't communicate the cards that are coming out because you want to keep them a surprise. I get that. But you gotta be better at communicating the stuff that you do communicate. With the split mechanic, I announced it wrong because I read it wrong. I thought it was wrong. I thought what I said was completely wrong about this mechanic. What I thought would happen is if you had a Dr. Doom that was already golden, and you had it in the custom cards, and you already had the foil, the prism, and the gold, that if you split it one more time, you'd automatically get an ink. That is not how this works. You can have a foil, a prism, and a gold. Split this card once more time, and you'll get a second golden, or a third golden, or a fourth golden. Now, I am perfectly okay with the other part that came out with this. The fact of you having these customizable borders is fine. Now, they're a little bit expensive in my opinion, and I get that. And I think that's a different bridge that somebody's got to cross one day. But the fact is that to me, they're fine. If you want to make gold, if you want to get money for people making their cards all blingy bling, that's perfectly fine. But the fact that I didn't understand by reading through this that splitting a Dr. Doom 4 times would not make sure that you got an ink is just upsetting to me. Also, another thing that you guys have got to look at in the second turn that you probably haven't looked at yet, you haven't discussed yet, is because of how you've changed stuff. Is there actually is going to become a point where it's impossible for you to split a card. Somewhere down the road, somewhere down the line, you are not going to be able to split a card. You're going to have no more splits on a specific card, and the only way that you're going to get any more value out of any of the boosters that you get for that card is by getting a new variant of that card. And even when you get a new variant of that card, you'll only be able to waste 155 boosters before you're in that same exact location, in that same exact situation. So, please look into that. Please figure out some way around that. It's going to feel bad for somebody down the road when they have boosters that are getting them no value. They open up, say, Cyclops boosters, and they're fully done with all their Cyclops stuff. Now, I've got this with Agatha, because Agatha has that booster magnet on her. I've gone out of my way to get this representation, to get this bug to happen, so it's my own fault for getting here. I don't think the average person is here yet. Also, just get rid of every single slot but the custom card slot. Change it so that the custom card slot is just the only slot. I don't need 16 other pictures of Agatha on my screen right now, because some of the variants that I need for Agatha, or maybe want for Agatha, the only way that I can get them with this new system is with the custom card. For example, I do not have a golden in the Dan Hip version with a golden crackle. So the only way that I can get a golden Agatha with a golden crackle in the Dan Hip version is through the custom cards. So even with all this, even with owning all these different cards, I can't pick a golden Agatha with golden crackle because I don't actually have that type sitting here. It's only available through the custom card. I wish this is how the system looked in the future. When you clicked on a card, it would just show up here and it would just go straight into here. As soon as you clicked on a card, it would just go straight to the screen. Put a thing down near the bottom where you can upgrade this, if you have upgrades on it, and have this be the new system. And if you run out of the ability to split cards, let me use those tokens for somewhere else. Let me use those boosters for somewhere else. Give me a refund. Give me something on it. This is going to be a problem somewhere in the future. I don't know when it's going to be a problem, but it's going to be a problem. I'm okay with this part of it. I am happy that you're doing this. You know, let people spend gold on weird stuff. And part of the reason that I'm happy with this is because this is what it looks like in golden. And this is what it looks like if you put in legendary. If you could tell the difference between the two of these, more power to you. You gotta be looking really close on that. Also, do yourself a favor. Let me get glimmers and tones and everything else on the nun background. The nun backgrounds are so beautiful on some of these cards, and it sucks that I can't get a Kirby Crackle on a nun background. So, if you want to do stuff in the future, if you want to move forward in the future, these are good ways of moving forward in the future. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.